achieve our dreams. In youth and students for peace. Youth, an adventure full of hope and passion. In the 20th century, the age of material civilization, science and technology's swift advancement allowed extreme individualism to run rampant. Pornography, violence, free sex, and drugs dismantled the family. Youth were thrust into a cold and dark world. In the 21st century, we need a balanced approach. More public-mindedness, less destruction and division. In 2015, the UN set 17 Sustainable Development Goals and is calling for global participation. What then is the key to harmonious and sustainable development? In 1976, Muhammad Yunus, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate from Bangladesh, developed the concept of microfinance. Microfinance has produced sustainable results. The concept has spread to 140 nations globally to alleviate poverty by providing loans to small social units and teaching collective responsibility. Well before this, Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Ja Han Moon applied this concept in their quest for world peace. They advocated the smallest unit, the family, is where world peace and happiness begins. The family is where we first learn to live for the sake of others. We are calling this concept micro-peace.
Peace begins in the family, specifically in the relationship of parents loving their children unconditionally.
For world peace.
The heart of filial love
They advocated this.
parents. Brought into society, this principle of living for others creates good character in citizens, patriots in nations, and saints in the world. But it all begins in the family.
The greatest peace sprouting from the smallest unit. One human family under God. In 2005, Father and Mother Moon launched UPF with a world tour emphasizing a new vision of peace. Night after night, city after city, visiting one nation per day, they taught that the family is not only the school of love, it is also the cornerstone of world peace. Beginning with the establishment of the Collegiate Association for the Research of the Principle in 1966. The many institutions they have founded convey a vision of peace and teach universal principles that strengthen marriage and the family.
When I was young, I took the Pure Love Pledge and it changed my life. From that day onwards, I was able to build my character and moral values. For the happiness and future of my students, I am continuing teaching Pure Love education at my school.
Father and Mother Moon have established more than 50 educational institutions around the world. MOUs have been signed and character education is being taught in thousands of schools on all continents and in all cultural spheres, East and West. After Father Moon passed away, Mother Moon carried out his intentions and established the Wonno Pyongae Scholarship Foundation, which supports the education of youth and students globally. The Sanok Peace Prize honors and supports heroes who are creating a culture of sustainable peace and are role models for future generations to look back on. On February 23, 2017, Mother Moon, the first international chairwoman of the Women's Federation of World Peace, launched Youth and Students for Peace.
위하여 사는 참 사랑을 실천하는, 나눠줘도 더 부족함을 느끼고 더 나눠주고 싶고, 이런 마음 자세, 이런 환경을 만들어 가야 하는 너희들 앞에 책임이 있다.
With the support of Women's Federation for World Peace and the Universal Peace Federation, YSP is a rapidly growing global network of game changers.
เยาวชนและนักเรียนแห่งสันติภาพคือความหวังและอนาคตของโลกโดยผ่านความรักที่บริสุทธิ์และความกตัญญูจะเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นแห่งความสุขและสันติภาพโลก
एउटा असल परिवार समाज समृद्ध राष्ट्र निर्माणको लागि युवा विद्यार्थी अवस्थाबाट नै सकारात्मक विचार उच्च भलाइ साँचो प्रेमको अभ्यास गर्न आवश्यक छ
À travers la Fédération des jeunes et des étudiants pour la paix, je travaillerai afin d'accomplir de grands rêves.
Youth and Students for Peace, YSP builds on the past and opens doors of hope for the young generation through academics, service, sports, international exchanges, universal character education, environmental responsibility, among other things. In Asia, Africa, Korea, Japan, the US, Central and South America, Europe and Oceania, YSP is becoming a wave of goodness sweeping the world today. The idea of one family under God is taking root and growing in the hearts of people, young and old alike. Be a part of this global awakening. Let's create a new future working together. We can do it.
One, two, three.
All right, I guess we are all set. So let us begin. A youthful day, Filipinas and the world. Today is August 12, 2020, and we are celebrating the United Nations International Youth Day along with the Linggo ng Kabataan with the theme Youth Engagement for Global Action. Isang pagpupugay sa ating mga kabataan sa inyong patuloy na pagsiservisyo tungo sa kapakanan, kapayapaan at kaunlaran ng ating inang bayan at ng minamahal nating inang kalikasan. I am Nikki R. Jerusalem, your moderator for today's online celebration. The theme of this year's International Youth Day, Youth Engagement for Global Action, seeks to highlight the ways in which the engagement of young people at the local, national, and global levels is enriching national and multilateral institutions and processes, as well as to draw lessons on how the representation and engagement in formal institutional politics can be significantly enhanced. Yes, today's online celebration is hosted and organized by yours truly, the Youth and Students for Peace Filipinas and AJ Youth Leadership Training International, together with all youth affiliate organizations, the World Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles Philippines, WCARP, National Blessed Children Committee, Sunwa International Academy, International Peace Leadership College, National Leadership Training Program, with the support of our very own National Youth Commission and Youth Organization Registration Program under the leadership of our chairperson, Honorable Ryan Enriquez, who will be giving his message also to us this afternoon. As we commence the celebration, I would like to greet all of our youngsters and those young at hearts who are joining with us today via YouTube Live on our YouTube channel, YSP Pilipinas. Thank you very much for your cooperation and participation on today's celebration. And for those who weren't still able to tune in, we have shared today's live streaming link on our Facebook page, YSP Pilipinas. Once again, I welcome you all today on the International Youth Day online celebration. Please enjoy today's celebration. And don't forget to introduce yourself, your organization, and where you're from on our YouTube live chat. Keep tuning in. And now I'm very much excited to introduce the person who will be giving us the opening remarks for today's celebration. Me, myself, have also witnessed how much he dedicated his youthful days in serving and helping educate the young people for the sake of nation and peace building and even beyond. To do the honor, let us all welcome Dr. Julius B. Malikbim, the Sub-Regional Director of the Universal Peace Federation Southeast Asia. Dr. Julius.
Honorable Ryan Enriquez, Chairperson of the National Youth Commission of the Philippines, our Mr. Koji Matsuda, the International President of International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, our distinguished leaders from Universal Peace Federation and Youth and Students for Peace, to all our distinguished panelists in today's special webinar, all the youth and students who are joining us. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It brings me great pleasure to become part of this special webinar organized by YSP Pilipinas and HJYLT in celebration of the United Nations International Youth Day. In behalf of Universal Peace Federation and our founders, Father and Mother Moon, I truly appreciate your participation in this valuable seminar, this webinar, particularly to highlight the vital role of the youth in pursuit of our common aspirations for a much peaceful and brighter future. So I would like to begin with a quote from Dr. Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, in his novel, El Filibusterismo. He said, "Where are the young who must dedicate their roseate hours, their illusions and enthusiasm for the good of the country. Where are you, you children who must embody the vigor of life that has fled from your veins, the purity of ideas that has become in our minds, and the fire of enthusiasm that has gone out in our hearts? We await you, O youth. Come, we await you. These are some of the immortal lines uttered by Dr. Jose Rizal, epitomizing the great role of the youth if we are to talk about nation building or even building sustainable peace in the world. These lines are reminders about the critical roles and the responsibilities that the youth of today should fulfill. The Universal Peace Federation is in general consultative status with the United Nations Economic and Social Council, and it has been in the forefront for collaborating with various government organizations and civil societies for the advancement of the United Nations 2030 agenda. I would say that the realization of these SDGs become more challenging with the current global pandemic caused by the COVID-19 and the increasingly polarized world. Therefore, we need greater collaboration and solidarity if we are to attain our goals for the sake of this 2030 global agenda. Especially so that the theme for our 2020 IYD is Youth Engagement for Global Action. So this year's 2020 IYD seeks to put the spotlight on youth engagement through engagement in the local or community level, engagement in the national level, as well as engagement in the global level. So therefore, the role of international-based youth organizations with local and grassroots foundation becomes more relevant. So I'm so grateful that this time our YSP Pilipinas and our HJYLT have become part of organizing this special webinar. In this sense, I would like to mention that just before our nation in the Philippines was embattled with the COVID-19 pandemic, a breakthrough was reached by the Philippine Congress. Last March 4, the Senate and the lower house ratified the bicameral conference committee report, which harmonized the Senate Bill 1224 and House Bill 5829. This bill, which recognizes the vital role, take note, the vital role of the youth in nation building, seeks to mandate the state to inculcate in the youth patriotism and nationalism and encourage their involvement in public and civic affairs. And last June 25, 2020, this bill was finally signed into law by our President, Rodrigo Duterte, known as the Republic Act 11476, or also known as the JMRC and Values Education Act. So the enactment of this law, I would say, is a step forward for nation building. Why is this so? It is because whenever we talk about nation building, no doubt that the youth sector has a very crucial role and responsibility. At the same time, the role of education in preparing our young people also becomes so imperative if we are to address the foundations for a strong society and a strong nation. And probably one of the biggest challenges in our education system is how to cope up with the modern and technological advancement. At the same time, we are realizing that the more we are advancing externally, the more we affirm the relevance of strengthening universal values, like the virtues of humility, filial piety, charity, love of God, love of people, and love of country. These are the values that preserves our humanity. Character formation is actually the core of education, especially in this time of digital transformation, in the era of artificial intelligence. The more it becomes imperative for us to focus education on guiding our citizen to being more human. And this is where the role and engagement of UPF and IAYSP becomes more imperative working together with the government and other sectors of the society. As I close, let me say once again the words from Dr. Jose Rizal. Where are you, O youth? This clamor rings louder, and the youth of today should heed the call to take ownership and bring more positive change that our nation and the world needs. Thank you very much. Happy International Youth Day. Mabuhay.
All right. Where are you, our youth? We await you, our youth. Oh, come. Thank you very much, Dr. Malikdem, for the very motivating opening remarks. For sure, our young people, hearing all of this, were overwhelmed as well. All right, today's celebration is also very, very special, for we are graced by someone special from the international headquarters of the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace. To give us his keynote address for today's celebration, I'm happy to present to you, zooming in with us this afternoon, from the land of the morning calm, Korea, the International President of the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, Mr. Koji Matsuda.
Magandang hapon. Good afternoon. Konnichiwa. Thank you for participating in the Leaders Connect program that commemorates International Youth Day. I'm happy to join you. I want to express my appreciation to YSP Philippines to organize this special program and to the youth leaders who joined this evening as speakers. Especially, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to Mr. Ryan Enriquez, Chairperson of the National Youth Commission, Dr. Julius Malikdem, Director of Southeast Asia of Universal Peace Federation, for their attendance and support. Last December, YSP Philippines organized Leaders Connect and invited me to participate this event. Moreover, in May, I had a chance to speak at the International Youth Online Conference. I appreciate YSP Philippines that promotes many online programs with thousands of viewers that show the power of youth. Today, August 12, is a special day for youth, International Youth Day, IYD, promoted by the United Nations. I'd like to introduce briefly what the IYD is and the theme 2020 based on their website. IYD gives an opportunity to celebrate and mainstream young people's voices, actions, and initiatives, as well as their meaningful, universal, and equitable engagement. The theme of IYD 2020, Youth Engagement for Global Action, seeks to highlight how the engagement of young people at the local, national, and global level is enriching national and multilateral institutions and processes. On August, IYD celebrates young people. They are asking to join to their social media campaign using the hashtag 31 Days of Youth. You can use this hashtag to spread this conference and your activities as well. To find the solutions to the challenges humanity currently faces, we need to reflect on the cause, what originated them. For example, the lack of cooperation internationally to prevent COVID-19 was the reason for the pandemic to get to this point. Cutting many trees in the tropical rainforest and air pollution centered on human selfish actions were the reasons for the climate change. Racism started from a racial self-centered view, and because people look down on their races. All problems from self-centered thinking, the greed of human beings, and the lack of responsibility and integrity from the leaders of the nations. To solve these problems, we need to seek a global vision and to do the opposite from being selfish, to be loving, practicing altruism, service, empathy, and interdependency. Moreover, we need to start global action, working together. The vision of YSP is a global family of young people building a world of peace with true love, thinking of creating one global family under God beyond nationality, race, and religion. If the whole of humanity has this same vision as one family, we could stop conflicts between nations and solve racial conflicts. I'd like to ask you, who has the keys to the sustainable development of a nation? For me, the answer is the youth. Mother Moon, the founder of Youth and Students for Peace, has emphasized as well how much the youth is important for the sustainable development of a nation and the world. She has a motherly heart and has been traveling across the world to deliver a message of peace while truly loving and caring for people. She always pays attention, especially to the young people. The United Nations has long recognized that young people are a major human resource for development and key agents for social change, economic growth, and technological innovation. That is why, for the development of a nation and the world, it's essential that youth are engaged and active. The barriers between nations and races do not limit the willpower of young people, and their passionate energy can make more influence on society than the elders. The mission of YSP is to make world peace to advance by empowering youth and students to become global citizens through character education and peace projects that support the UN SDGs. YSP has 48 national branches and try to empower youth internationally. The initials of the YSP core values spell the word RISE: responsibility, integrity, service, and empathy. To become good leaders and global citizens, we emphasize the practice of these values. These values are the opposite way of self-centered thinking. I believe that if many young people practice these values in daily life, the nation and world become well, develop, and contribute to solving problems in the world. To empower youth, we promote the Peace Designer Seminar, which supports youth and students to create projects to solve social problems and to support SDGs. We call these the peace projects. If you participate in these projects to support SDGs, it means you can engage for global action. I recommend you to participate in this seminar to create your own project to support SDGs. In Japan, those who participate in a Peace Designer Seminar had led and promoted 95 projects in a year. In Korea, youth and students created projects to prevent epidemic activity in the town. Youth and students studied to collect food, distributing it to communities that are in difficulties inside Latin America and African countries. In Indonesia, Japanese youth planted more than 5,500 trees in an area where there are no trees and grass. That was in 2008. And now the environment in that area has changed considerably, as you can see in the picture at the right bottom. We promote Synergy, which is a contest where students give presentations made by themselves. We started it in Japan and organized it in several countries. This year, we are planning to organize Synergy in more than 20 countries, included in the Philippines, to continue and expand this to more people. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country is a famous quote from President Kennedy. The future of a nation can be built by the spirit of the youth. A nation can develop more if it has many young people concerned about the public, is willing to take responsibility, and possess a challenging spirit. Mahatma Gandhi said, if you want to change the world, you should be a person starting the change. Mother Moon mentioned in a speech, passion of youth can go beyond nationality and destroy the wars. Those who have a challenging spirit are true youth. Public goal setting can overcome the difficulties and temptation for youth. Everything starts with me, with small action. Peace starts with me and from us. Youth engagement is important for the sustainable development of the nation and the world. Today and here is a new start. I hope this conference gives energy to all the participants and helps the youth to be more involved in the local, national, and global action. Let us work together to build a more peaceful nation and world. May God bless the Philippines and all of you who participate in this conference. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Koji Matsuda. This question took me from Sir Koji Matsuda's keynote address. Who has the key to the sustainable development of a nation? The answer is the youth. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Koji Matsuda, for raising the enthusiasm of our young people to engage more locally, nationally, and even globally. In conclusion, let us be the change we want to see in this world. Once again, thank you very much. Moving on, we are as well blessed for today's celebration, for we will be receiving a special message from our very supportive and dynamic chairperson of the National Youth Commission, our very own Honorable Ryan Enriquez. Let us listen to his message for young people on today's International Youth Day.
Peace be with everyone. I hope that you are all feeling good and in the best of health. First, I would like to congratulate the men and women behind the Youth and Students for Peace for their tireless efforts to spearhead this activity. It takes a lot of diligence, patience, and resourcefulness to be able to accomplish this type of activity. The National Youth Commission is always at the forefront of youth development initiatives and has encouraged a large segment of the youth sector to be equipped with the basic leadership skills. It is often mentioned that it takes a community to raise a child, and it is fitting to mention that it takes the NYC at the national level and the SK at the local level to harness and hone leadership skills imbued with the values of honesty, integrity, and love of God and country. This month of August, we are celebrating you, the youth of this Generation Z, who will eventually take the reins as future leaders. The celebrations this August include Linggo ng Kabataan or Youth Week as mandated to be led by the SK, the ASEAN Youth Day that coincides with the ASEAN Month, and the International Youth Day. These dates may seem ordinary calendar days to some of the young people, but to you who are here today, these dates are significant. The celebrations are a platform for you to participate and for your voices to be heard as well. As to the IYD and Linggo ng Kabataan theme is young engagement or global action. Hence, the youth is encouraged to take part in cushioning the impact of the global challenges we are all faced with. While the COVID-19 pandemic continues to be a threat, let us look at the...
Hello everyone. We are also
Thank you very much, our very own National Youth Commission Chairperson, Honorable Ryan Enriquez, for specially caring to our young people. Truly, with your message, our young people listening with us today gained a lot of confidence to do and determine more in serving our nation with youthful passion and spirit towards peace and prosperity through global engagement. All right, we have heard speeches and messages already from our distinguished speakers and prominent people who have contributed a lot as well in helping and educating our young people towards cooperation and participation for global action. It's now time to have a break. I know everyone is most especially excited in this part. And with that, without further ado, I am proud to introduce to you those soul brothers who will be rendering a special song from one of their favorite bands, Green Day, entitled Still Breathing. Enjoy watching.
Hello everyone, we are the Soul Brothers and we are happy to be able to perform for this International Youth Day. This song that we are going to perform is a song from one of our favorite bands called Green Day. This song is called Still Breathing. Please enjoy.
I'm like a child looking off at the horizon. I'm like an ambulance turning on the sirens. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm like a soldier coming home for the first time. I dodge a bullet and I walk across a landmine. Oh, I'm still alive. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding from the storm? Just shine a light into the wreckage so far away, away. Cause I'm still breathing. Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head above the rain of roses, making my way away. Cause I'm still breathing. Yes, I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain of roses, making my way away, my way to you. I'm like a junkie trying off for the last time. I'm like a loser that's betting on his last time. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm like a son that was raised without a father. I'm like a mother barely keeping it together. Oh, I'm still alive. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding from the storm? Just shine a light into the wreckage so far away, away. Cause I'm still breathing. Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head above the rain of roses, making my way away. Cause I'm still breathing. Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain and roses, making my way away. As I walked out on the ledge, are you scared to death to live? I've been running all my life just to find a home that's for the restless and the truth that's in the message, making my way away, away. Cause I'm still breathing. Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head above the rain of roses, making my way away. Cause I'm still breathing. Cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain and roses, making my way away. 'Cause I'm still breathing, 'cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain and roses, making my way away. 'Cause I'm still breathing, 'cause I'm still breathing on my own. My head's above the rain and roses, making my way away, my way to you.
Wow, that's more than amazing. Thank you, the Hosol brothers. I can truly say that was a lift. Despite the short notice of invitation, you're still able to make it. Once again, thank you very much. We're honored to have you guys, and here in YSP Filipinas, you are always welcome to perform. All right, I hope you've been inspired by the song and you've gained more power to continue breathing for the sake of our dream, and that is to give hope and a brighter future for our future generations. As we believe, as our national hero always reminded us, the youth is the hope of our motherland. So now let's move on to the next part of our program, which is the presentation of our youth organizations' engagements for global action. This time, I'm honored to introduce to you the first presenter of today's online program, representing the Youth and Students for Peace Filipinas, no other than our beloved and esteemed president, Mr. Rene T. Lansangan. Sir Rene, I'd like to give the floor to you now.
Thank you so much, our moderator, Ms. Nikki Jerusalem, the Secretary General of YSP Filipinas. Okay, so just for a while. Good afternoon, young leaders, our distinguished guests, speakers, Facebook and YouTube viewers, beloved participants, both international and local. My sincere greetings to all of you. Happy International Youth Day. I would like to present to you one of the best practices of YSP Filipinas, which is the International Youth Assembly that started in 2013 and was conducted nationwide as well in Nepal and Palau. The International Youth Assembly rationale. The International Youth Assembly, IYA, was conceptualized to rally the youth to commit practicing universal life principles, encourage one another to build true and lasting relationship, and enlighten them on their roles in nation and peace building. It served as an approach in empowering young people by underscoring their precious values in the betterment of the society, nation, and the world at large, anchored on the shared organizational vision, mission, and objectives of the organizers, namely the Youth and Students for Peace, World Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles, and the Universal Peace Federation, founded by the Reverend Dr. Sam Young Moon and Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. So the first IYA was on, in January 11 to 12, 2013 in Manila City with 1,400 participants at San Andres Sports Complex, Manila City, together with more than hundreds of international delegates. The second International Youth Assembly 2014 was held last August 1 to 3, 2014 in Manila, Philippines. Delegates from international and local, representing 14 nations from all over Asia and including Korea, Japan, USA, and the host nation, Philippines. More than 10,000 youth gathered at the Cuneta Astrodome during the main event. So this is one of the most exciting events conducted by the Youth and Students for Peace. And with the special participation of our speakers, Mr. Pocholo Gonzalez, the voice master, and of course, Mr. Dingdong Dantes, the former Commissioner of National Youth Commissions. Next is the third IYA 2015, a gathering of around 2,100 youth leaders across the nation, Asia, and the world in November 27 to 29, 2015 at the International Peace Leadership College, Tanay, Rizal. It was attended by 700 delegates from international and local. The event was highlighted by International Youth Forum, E-Olympics, and International Tree Planting. We invited numerous speakers and panelists with very good leadership achievements, exposures, and stories to share, both from our country and abroad, in order to help us educate and motivate our young leaders to become our future good leaders. Next is the PIP IYA. The event commenced at the Bohol Cultural Center, Tagbilaran City. It was graced by high dignitaries from the city government of Tagbilaran in the person of Honorable John Gisnelyap, the city mayor, Dr. Chong Sikyong, regional chairman of Universal Peace Federation, Asia Pacific, the international and national guest speakers. Program and activities are the following: International Youth Forum, International Friendship Night, E-Olympics, and World Cafe. The main event was highlighted by a Pure Love campaign, Stand Up for Purity. The fourth IYA was concluded with a resounding victory as the participants pledged to promote the values that they learn and bring them to their respective schools and communities. As a result from the success of the International Youth Assembly, the Regional Youth Assembly, RYA, was conceptualized. This time it will be regionalized, anchored on the purpose to rally the youth to commit to practicing universal life principles, encourage one another to build true and lasting relationship, and enlighten them on their roles in nation and peace building. The first RYA was in Region 12 in Sultan Kudarat, held last November 11 to 12, 2016. Next is Region 1 in La Union, December 2 to 3, 2016. By Region 9, Zamboanga City, January 7 to 8, 2017. Next is in Region 10 in Balingasag, Misamis Oriental, in January 12 to 13, 2017. Next is in Region 2 in Kawayan City, Isabela, in January 17 to 18, 2017. Then Regional Youth Assembly in CR in Taguig City in January 21 to 22, 2017. Region 6 in Iloilo City, February 25 to 26, 2017. Regional Youth Assembly in Car, Benguet Province in March 10 to 11, 2017. After that, we conducted the PIP International Youth Assembly. We have around 1,200 youth delegates from international and local. After that, this is we have the 3-day event of this PIP IYA. After that, we inaugurate the Youth and Students for Peace, Pilipinas, in Pangasinan during the Youth and Students Assembly on in November 16 to 2017 in Lingayen, Pangasinan. Honorable Leopoldo Batawel, the former congressman and now the municipal mayor of Lingayen, Pangasinan, is our keynote speaker. So we conducted a lot of activities that includes the Pure Love campaign, and of course, the main event is given by Honorable Ronald Cardima, the chairman of National Youth Commission, and he received the award as Ambassador for Peace by the Universal Peace Federation and Youth and Students for Peace, Pilipinas. The main event was participated by the youth and students from Region 1. Next is the 6th International Youth Assembly 2018, held at the City of Love, Iloilo City, which is located in Region 6, Western Visayas of the Philippines. It runs for 4 days in September 20 to 23, 2018. Part of the program is the celebration of the United Nations International Day of Peace. 1,200 delegates from SK Federation officers, local youth development officers, SK chairmen, student council officers, youth leaders, and international youth and student leaders attended the said event. The group photo with the guest speaker, no other than our Honorable Secretary, Martin Andanar, the Presidential Communication and Operation Office, and Undersecretary, Ronald Cardima, Chairman of National Youth Commissions. Of course, we received the special greetings, a message from our beloved President, Rodrigo Duterte, sent his message congratulating and recognizing the efforts of YSP, CARP, and UPF in the Philippines for helping the government in building the nation to realize true change and development. Thank you, Mr. President. After the success of IYA in the Philippines, next is the global engagement. We had the privilege to help organize IYA in Nepal on November 30, 2018. Thousands of youth and students from different schools, universities, and provinces attended our event. So we are very lucky and fortunate to be part of this very historical IYA in Nepal. Following the success of International Youth Assembly in Nepal in December 2018, IYSP Asia Pacific brought a wave of youth empowerment to the island nation of Palau, which has been took place in the pristine paradise in December 11, 2019. I attended by over 700 youth and students from 14 schools and organizations, as well as more than 100 international youth delegates. This made history. It was the largest number of youth and students ever gathered in an inter-school assembly in the island of Palau. The Youth and Students for Peace offers hope, more than just an idea, where time has come. Young people are working together to build a culture of values and integrity based on universal principles rooted in the family. This initiative is expanding into a global awakening. Thank you and mabuhay. God bless.
Thank you very much, Sir Beloved YSP President, Serenel Lansangan, for sharing with us the Youth Incidents for Peace Filipinas initiatives on global action, highlighting the International Youth Assembly and the Regional Youth Assembly in the nation. And now, let us welcome the next presenter, one of the very energetic and enthusiastic youth leader and advocate I've known. Everyone, I'm happy to present to you our next presenter, the director of the AJ Youth Leadership Training International, none other than Mr. Ronnie Sudusta.
I am quite nervous, but yeah, let me do my best. Let me share my PowerPoint presentation. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not sure if everyone can see me, but yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ronnie Sodusta, and I am the current president director of HJYLP International, which is a very, very close organization of YSP Pilipinas and IAYSP Asia Pacific. So my responsibility for this afternoon is to give to you an insight about globalization. But before that one, I would want to really express my deepest gratitude to President Koji Matsuda, the international president of IAYSP. Good afternoon, annyeonghaseyo, konnichiwa. And also, I would like to say good afternoon to Dr. Julius Malikdem, Dr. Venus Agustin, my college president, Professor Rachel Halipa, my boss in IAYSP, my elder brother, President Rene Lansangan, and Mr. Ryan Enriquez from NYC National Youth Council. You know, HJYLP is also a member of the Your program, and we are really doing our best to support NYC in progressing our youth together with YSP Pilipinas. So as I said, my responsibility for this afternoon is to share to you an insight about youth and globalization. I hope I could take part on that one. This is HJ Youth Leadership Training. It's a one year special training international in Asia Pacific. The founder is Dr. Chong Shik Yong, and I am the current president of HJ Youth Leadership Training International. We have members from different parts of Asia Pacific. Okay, some are from Palau, from Fiji, Japan, Korea, Thailand, and yeah. So they are in the Philippines right now, conducting a 1 year special training for them. So this photo I'm showing to you is our picture together with YSP, Asia Pacific and Pilipinas in Nepal during the Asia Pacific Summit in Nepal. So all our members are there in that photos. They present, okay, they give presentation. This photo is taken from Cambodia when we bring our members to Cambodia to do their presentation as well. Performance, talents, and their abilities. Our vision is we are a family of global youth helping to build the world of peace by practicing true love beyond race, nationality, and religion. But during the pandemic, we were actually on our way to Mindanao to conduct our service project in Mindanao. But because of COVID-19, our youth volunteers were stranded in different parts of the Philippines. Two teams in Mindanao, in Iloilo, in Baguio, that one. But this particular video was made during their stranded days. I hope that this video would bring their life. I mean, would help them to think about their memory during the stranded days. Let us all focus. This is our message for the world.
Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing great. So this video is for everyone around the world who's fighting against coronavirus.
I know you're scared, but I think it's time for us to gather our strength.
Get a hold of ourselves and be strong.
It's not easy to speak about being strong this time.
Our situation is like life just gave us a huge uppercut right on the spot, and we are all dropped dead, knocked out by it.
But this happens. Sometimes life knocks us down real hard.
Does it mean we give up?
No, we cannot be defeated. Not this time.
We're gonna get up and win this war.
It's gonna be tough and painful, but
that's why we have each other.
We are each other's strength.
One world, one family. No matter where we came from, despite race, nationality, and religion, we are a family.
It is just right for us to love, help, and support each other all throughout, just like a true family would do.
The vision to create one family under God is not just a vision of one man, one woman, one religion, or one family, but the dream of all humanity, and most of all, the dream of God.
The time has come to take that dream beyond the confines of one nation under God to the more universal vision of one family under God, transcending nationality and creed.
The world needs us.
There are people out there who needs us.
Maybe it's time for us humanity to come together.
In fact, nature is forcing us to pray for Italy, pray for China.
Let's pray for Korea. Let's pray for USA. Pray for Malaysia.
Let's pray sincerely for our country, Philippines.
Pray for the whole world.
Pray for our government.
For all the people who are sick.
Pray for the homeless.
Pray for our volunteers, our doctors, nurses, medical staff, and military.
Take a moment to thank them for putting their lives in the line for us.
For anyone who's having hard times.
As long as you have each other, there's nothing to worry about.
Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something but never gets you anywhere.
Don't worry about anything, but pray about everything.
Pray for the world and be safe.
One time that we must think globally.
Thinking that we are global citizens and that the entire world is our responsibility.
Taking ownership, taking initiative, being responsible, and being the help that the world needs.
With hands to hands, and heart to heart.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
There is always a rainbow after the rain.
Keep calm and pray for COVID-19 mercy.
Stay home and extend our prayers to the world.
One world, one family.
Stay home, save lives. We are the world. Think globally.
Pray for the world! Bye! Stay safe, everyone!
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, this video was taken during the early stages, the early days of COVID-19 pandemic. As you can see, yung iba sira-sira pa yung bahay at their background, while others they are in the province. They were stranded in different parts of the Philippines, but you know what? They really extend their hearts to other people. With what little we have, we are giving food and services to our frontliners, and we receive certificates like not award, but a recognition from the local government when we conduct our service projects. So this is the heart of the young people, you know. Though we were stranded, if you are passionate about your life, if you really find the purpose of your life, no pandemic can stop you. No pandemic can box you from your overflowing passion and talent and living for the sake of others that is in you. And you know, after that one, when all those, thanks to the sponsors, thanks to the people who helped YLT, all our volunteers went back to Manila safe and sound. And we are looking for a platform to share all our experience during the pandemic. Thus, this one, Young Leaders Talk, came to life. It's where youth, we inspire and then we motivate other people. So during the entire, just July, from July 11 until July 13, we have 9 sessions of YL Talk. It's where youth inspires other youth. It's where youth use their voice to really talk about the reality that they are experiencing and the reality that they want to share to other people. It's like through this YL Talk series, we are reaching the world. We have audience not just in the Philippines but in other parts of abroad, in other countries as well. These are the breakout sessions, and many were really so happy connecting with people from different parts of the world, and yet it's pandemic time, so ganun yun siya. And before I would end this one, I just want to share this very important passage from As a Peace-Loving Global Citizen. It says, leaders use the language of religion and nationalism to further their ambition. Unless their hearts are set right, countries and nationalities will wander in confusion. Take note, religion and love of one's nation are not evil in their essence. They are valuable if these impulses are used to contribute to building a global human community. When the claim is made that only a particular religion or ethnic group is right, and when other religions and ethnic groups are treated with disdain and attack, religion and love of nation lose their value. When a religion goes so far as to trample on others and treat other religions as worthless, it no longer embodies goodness. The same is true when love of nation is used to emphasize the righteousness of a person's own country over their own. So the truth of the universe is that we must acknowledge each other and help each other. Even the smallest animals know this. Cats and dogs do not get along, but if you raise them in the same household, they embrace each other's offspring and are friendly toward each other. The principle of the universe is for everyone to live together for the sake of one another. Anyone who deviates from this principle faces certain ruin. If nationalities and religions continue maliciously to attack each other, humanity has no future. There will be an endless cycle of terror and warfare until one day we become extinct, but we are not without hope. Clearly, there is hope. So what I'm trying to share to you today was that nationalism is not bad. We encourage nationalism, but do not close your door, okay, towards interdependence, towards loving other people. In this time of pandemic, it's so easy to think about your own nation. It's so easy to think about your own family. It's so easy to think about your own self. But do not close the door towards globalization because many people are out there needs our help. If you can do do more. It's about time that it's a call to action that youth who are listening to this right now, we should engage in global action. Use your voice, use your talent, use your passion into something that can make the world a better place and for the prosperity of our future generation. This is HJYLT together with IAYSP Pilipinas, encouraging you all to embrace the world because the world needs you and the world is waiting for you. Before I would like to end this one, if you are listening right now and you are graduates or who became part of our training in HJYLT, our second founding anniversary. Imagine this is just our second year, but we made it to really hone the talents and abilities of our young people, of our future generations, that they can do something they love. Love the world, and the world will love you. Thank you so much, and good afternoon.
Yes, there you have it. Thank you very much, Mr. Ronnie Sudusta, for the very powerful and inspiring presentation on youth globalization. Thank you for sharing with us the HJYLT International Engagements for Global Action, especially in this time of pandemic. For sure, our young listeners are very inspired and even thinking to join your dear organization. Once again, our young people, use your voice, use your talent. Let us become the asset of our nation and even the world. Once again, thank you very much. All right, it's break time again. To entertain us this time, let us give a virtual thunderous clap to the AJ Youth Leadership Training International for their dance presentation.
Let's go. Yeah. You're ready for this? G-Training Zone 2010. Oh, shout out to the world. I'm calling for your soul. A time to chill, a time to love. Don't mind the haters, we go together. Let's go.
We've been all alone, but you know we always here for you. Even though you thought it's okay, we gonna wait for you.
Go on, get started. Don't act like you don't want it. Let's get together. Come on, everybody, let's go. Some days I don't wanna go on.
Let's go.
Some nights I don't wanna be slow.
Let's go.
But when I can hear your voice, I can wake up, I can start it.
Now we all one. We gonna get together now. So put your hands together. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's try to now. Let's try to now. So put your hands together. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go. Sometimes we feel alone, sometimes we feel afraid, but you and me together, we can do anything. That's alright. Smile and say it's all right. Let's get together. Come on, everybody, let's go.
Some days I don't wanna go on.
Let's go.
Some nights I don't wanna be strong.
Let's go.
But when I can hear your voice, I can wake up, I can start it.
Now we are one. We gonna get together now. So put your hands together. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's run to love. Come on, sing together now. So put your hands together, let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's just get so put your hands together, let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go, go, go.
That was superb. Thank you very much, ACYLT International. I can see that you've truly prepared for this performance. Thank you for your hearts to share a smile to our youth, especially in this time of pandemic. That was truly much appreciated. And now I'm also very excited to introduce to you our next presenter. She is a dear friend of mine, and she will be presenting about the interfaith harmony. Our dear young people, it is my honor to introduce to you our next presenter, Ms. Elame Perez, the WCARP NCR coordinator. Let's give her a virtual clap.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ate Nikki, my dear friend as well. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to our leaders and to our youth. And I want all of you to congratulate for this International Youth Day 2020. Despite of this COVID, we need to celebrate, okay? So to start my presentation, actually this is my first time to present CARP in this one of the webinar of YSP, and it's my pleasure, and I'll try my best and I will do my best to introduce what is CARP in this certain minutes that given for me. So let me share my screen. Okay, let's go. So again, welcome to World CARP family. So in CARP, every member we treat each other as part of our family, our brothers and sisters. And what makes us family? It's not our blood. It's what makes me and my siblings family, or it is because of our parents, right? So here, our leader also, we treat him or her as our parent. So that's why we are here a family. So also, this is where the world of heart begins in our organization as well. So in organization, it's really necessary to understand or to know who is the founder, okay? Because if we know who is the founder of this organization, then it's really easy to understand what is the mission or vision or what's the purpose of this organization. So I am proudly to present to you our founder. Okay, sorry for the technical error. And Dr. or Reverend San Ming Moon, co-founder. Throughout his life, he has given guidance at various occasions to people of the most diverse culture, social, or academic backgrounds. His life goals was to build a world of peace in which all mankind forms a united family under God. So our founder believed that we all over the world, all people all over the world is part of a family. We are one family under God. Okay. So since our founder believed in this organization and we are part of this organization, we are member, so we believe it as well. So if you see CARP members, this is our core values, or this is our core belief. This is also what makes us united or binds together. The thinking or the knowledge that we are all under, when we are all family under our God. So our vision statement is World Cup will be an international forerunner of young leaders who transform the world to be one God-centered human family. This photo was taken last International Youth Day last year. So yeah, we celebrate this International Youth Day most of the time in different university, but this time we cannot do it because of this pandemic. But we are really grateful for the Zoom and the social media. Still, we can able to do it. So this is our vision statement. World Cup will be an international forerunner of young leaders who transform the world to be one God-centered human family. And why? Why this is our vision? And it is really attainable despite of these things. Yeah. So we know this, that especially right now in America, racism, so Black Lives Matter, Black versus White, and also the religion, right? We believe if we really dig deeper, the reason why there is war, we can see the answer. It is because of the religion. That's why that's our vision or our goal, to understand that we are one family under God, despite of what is your religion, culture, backgrounds. It is not necessary. It is not a barrier for us to embrace each other. So that's why that's our mission or vision. So this is our international engagement as well. We are also international organization, but since we are here in the Philippines, this is locally, we have local here in the Philippines. We have from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So this is, differences are not the barriers. Yeah. We have our members here in the Philippines, we send them from different trainings. Okay, like for example, we have here in Korea, we have seminars there. Then we send our members there in order for him or her to improve more herself. So when she or he go back here in the Philippines, she is more able to lead and become more confident to contribute for the society. We have also in America or United States International Leadership Training Program. We send also CARP members there. That USA or that America is the training ground, that one of the training ground of our members. So yeah, and then also since here locally in the Philippines, we send members there. Also, some of our CARP International sent also their members here in the Philippines to train for 1 year as well, like those Japanese. Yeah. They are sent here for 1 year. Then they have also different culture, background, especially the religion, and then the language itself. Okay. They also not good in English, but still they go here in order to experience what is the culture and what is really Philippines. Okay. So we have them, and then we will send them sometimes in university for Japanese language and also culture sharing. So yeah, that's for international engagement. And the topic or the theme right now is about international or globally. But we cannot deny that globally is so big, and it's really, yeah, it's a big thing. How we as youth, I know that I'm talking about youth right now, how we youth really contribute globally. It's really big. How? And for us, we can start locally. So what do we do locally? So we have different activities as well as like to other organizations. But we want to focus here is the seminar that we are doing. We are doing the Divine Principle Seminar. Divine Principle Seminar is the core teaching of CARP. All members of WCARP know what is Divine Principle. Or Divine Principle is 16 chapter, and if the member finish it, then we can consider him or her a member. So here in CARP, we are also welcome to what kind of religion, backgrounds. Again, I will always repeat this thing because this is the problem of our world. Why we cannot unite our world? It is because of the barriers that we have, and that is religion and culture. If we cannot think that we are belong to one family, then it's really hard for us to embrace other cultures, religions, and even nationality. So we are really grateful to CARP Japan. They sent 5 members. Then in our different activities, they are involved here for 1 year. So this is what we do also locally, this seminar. But because this time we are in pandemic, we cannot do this seminar physically. And we are really grateful again because we have Zoom, we have social media, so we could do these things. Yeah. So what we do this pandemic. So despite of the pandemic, we cannot stop the divine principle lecture or seminar. Why? Because this is the core teaching that we want to introduce to everyone. In this divine principle, we can understand here why there is conflict between religion, science, and different institution or different like philosophy or what. This divine principle is really interesting. Even though you are from Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Muslim, Christian, or wherever you came from, this divine principle is really fit for us. And yeah, we do it online. We have DP Class Zoom. Actually, last few months ago and last week, we did this DP Class Zoom. So we have different participants also, most especially actually in Mindanao. Yeah, even though the language barriers as well, even we are here in the Philippines, they speak Bisaya, and sometimes we here from Luzon cannot understand it. But thank you for there is some translator, or still we trying our best to communicate each other because it's really sad, right? Because even though we are in same country, but those languages still barriers for us. So how much more if we went abroad, right? So yeah, I also encouraging every youth right now to study this. We have our divine principle actually tomorrow, but it is level 2. So please check our Facebook page, WCARP, FB page, in order for you to understand what is this divine principle. And I'm pretty sure, and I will 100% assure you that this lecture will change our life. Yeah, will change our life, and then at the same time, you can see or you can know here what is your purpose, why you are here, why the world is like this, and why conflict is continuous right now, despite of the different innovation. But still, why conflict cannot stop? The innovation increasing, but the conflict as well. Right? So here, the divine principle, I can assure that it might be the answer for you, for your question right now. So what we do again in pandemic? Yes, we also do our service project activities despite of this pandemic, because those what we learn. Also in WCARP, we are practicing living for the sake of others. We attended different seminars. We read different books. But the right thing is, and the great thing to do is to apply what we learn. To encourage every youth, despite of this pandemic, even in a very simple way, in our home, outside our home, let's really help each other. So we have our homeless activities. This one is a homeless activities project because they said, stay at home and be safe. But how about those people that don't have home and even foods to eat? Okay, so that's why we do this in this pandemic. But we are still continuing focusing on divine principle lecture seminar. So this is just our contribution and small action for this pandemic, because we always felt that We are very sorry for them. We are very sorry for them. That's why CARP think something how we could help. So even in a very little way, we could somehow give something. And yeah, that's CARP. So for membership, and we have CARP membership is open to young people, students of all races, religion, and cultures again. Leaders, core members, associates, supporters, alumni, and advisor. We have CARP Mindanao, CARP Visayas, CARP Luzon, and CARP NCR here. Especially if you are a student, you are really fit to this organization. We have different seminars also that doing, especially the Divine Principle. So yeah, we have CARP Mindanao, and most of our members there are Muslim. So even though we Christian and they are Muslim, we are still friends and still happy together when we are doing our activities. No war, no conflict between us, and that's at least because of the Divine Principle. So that's for membership. We are also open. So on August 15, we will be having our CARP orientation. If you are free, please check our Facebook page. And lastly, yeah, thank you so much. So this is CARP, and hopefully you somehow you could grasp things related to W CARP. So thank you so much, and hope to see you all who are watching right now. Hope to see you in different organizations that we presented. Thank you.
All right. There's truly a world of heart at World CARP. You might be wondering that you have seen my face in some of the photos presented by my dear friends. So I am also a proud CARP alumni. So when I was in college, I was also leading CARP in one of the university in Iligan City at MSU. So yes, for those who are willing and interested to join, then please contact Miss LMA Perez. All right, once again, thank you very much, Miss LMA Perez, for that presentation. And now, the last but not the least, I am also very excited because earlier, as we have our dry run, he said that may pasabog siya sa kanyang presentation. So, it is my honor to introduce to you our speaker, the last speaker for this session. Please help me welcome the Executive Vice President and Secretary General of World Tug Ilmudu Federation International, none other than our very own Dr. Venus Agustin. Let's give him a thunderous virtual applause.
Thank you so much. Yes, our moderator, really, thank you for the introductions. My greetings to the President of IYSP, Reverend Koji Matsuda, to our sub-regional leader, Dr. Julius Malikdem, and to the presidents of Asia Pacific IYSP, Professor Richel Alipa, and to the national president of YSP Pilipinas, Mr. Rene Lansangan, to the rest of the staff. Good afternoon. I have a pleasure to be invited as one of the resource panelists and speaker. I would like to present. I was tasked to present about our project. Well, I would like to share with you this point. First, I would like to, share this very stunning project. This conceptualize this word Tug Ilmudu from zero to hero program. To acknowledge in coining this term, actually it's Dr. Julius Malikdem who coined these words. I really appreciate our Dr. Julius Malikdem of such as very precise words of how we describe the project, and I really give credit to our Dr. Julius Malikdem. Now, before I continue explaining about this project, I would like to share first the video. Please enjoy watching.
The purpose of this 120 days workshop is to raise up potential instructors of Tong Ilmuru, and in that we can be able to expand our martial arts providence.
They will become great instructors and also leaders for the world peace. So I'm so happy to be here.
Every day they are doing hunduke starting from 6 o'clock, but they have to wake up as early as 5 o'clock to 5:30 because they will be lining up in the dorm before going to the hunduke area. And they will be having an e-care activity, which it means that they clean their surroundings, including their dormitory and IPLC itself. In the training, so it includes the technical training of Tong Ilmuru skills, and during the lecture where they learned the divine principle, the unification, universal principles of peace, and character development as well.
I really want to bring many people from all over the world to see what's happening here in IPLC during 120 days workshop, so that they can feel that the God and true parents are here in this place. So I'm very, very grateful that I could come here and I could observe this 120 days workshop. I would like to express my gratitude to Heavenly Parents and true parents. They are the ones also who work very hard to help each student of 120 days workshop.
No matter how hungry you are in the morning, exercise first.
Become disciplined and have the motivation to serve not only the Philippines, but to serve the world. Then we can say we have hope in the young people.
We are a substantial result of this teamwork that is inspired by heaven, guided by the principles that goes beyond religion and faith.
Your city is not just in the Philippines. It is to serve the world for the sake of mankind.
All right. So, what do you think about the show? So, in a way, this is the Zero to Hero program of IPLC in partnership with the World Tong Ilmuru Federation. I would like to mention also that that's 2 years ago, Mr. Koji Matsuda and Dr. Jun Hosok, the founder, signed a memorandum of agreement in the country of Cambodia as as in partners to educate young people, and that Tong Ilmuru become now brothers of IYSP. Aju, yes, and just to give you also one highlight, the 120 days is actually expanding to the rest of the nations, and I really want to explain how it goes. So let me share further how this program multiplied. I think this is a very important, and this is also an important significant for the viewers to understand this purpose. So anyway, this is actually a project by PLC, and then we were able to get the endorsement from the Commission on Higher Education. So for that, this endorsement actually from the Commission on Higher Education, this series of 120 days is without any expiration. If you can even see the date, there's no expiration, this endorsement from the Commission on Higher Education. So the vision of this program is to train or raise young people to become filial children and patriots for the nations, promoting world peace through universal peace principles. This is actually one of my case studies wherein the behavior of those who participated and those participants in the program after 1 year reform. So that's why if you look at the uh, conceptual framework of this program, wherein we call it zero simply because the participants are out of school youth, they are unemployed, they are some of them are professionals, some of them are students but drop out students, no vision, meaning they don't know what to do in their life. That's why we'll get zero. Through the collaborative and collective process, through this intervention between Tungulmudo and IPLC, then the goal is to really raise 10,000 patriotic youth leaders for nations and the world. So we are aiming them to become a hero of their own unique potentials to become a nation builder for Philippines. So this is the conceptual framework how we educate them. It's not focusing much on the external but on the internal component of making them a whole person of character. If you look at the program, it's a 1 year program, series of 120 days, a trimester from wherein they will be in house for 120 days, training, education, reformation, and then 120 days send them to the field to for internship, and then after internship, they are the one to mentor for 120 days those who are coming after them. So this is the process. So during the first batch, there are 82 graduates. The mayor gave a speech. Dr. Yong gave a speech also during the first. This is the internship. After that, the graduates of the 120 days is 82 total throughout the Philippines. The second batch, the same thing. The Vice Governor of Rizal came as the main speaker. Dr. Yong also came as one of the speaker. And then during the second batch, the Ministry of Culture and Sports from Fiji came to watch and were interested to expand the program in Fiji. And right now we have one person there, very successful and continuing the program of our Tungilmudo in Fiji. And they have now two dojang in Fiji. So this is the events, the 120 graduates in the second batch, third batch, and so on. And then we train instructors after those programs we selected, ready to send to any countries that is ready. And that in fact, we send 5 Tungilbo black belts to Sao Tome, Principe, Sao Tome, Principe, and they are waiting, Mr. Koji. They are waiting there. They said that when we are going, one of those I commit to send are waiting for his time to go to Sao Tome. He's ready, still waiting. So these are the things. There's a fifth batch. There are 92. So I'd like to share some of the testimony. I cannot give much, but these are the usual testimony. He said one of these participants from the first batch, he said that before joining his program, I used to be one of those youth who used drugs. I drop out of school and didn't see any hope in my life. And I just lost track of the future. But thanks to this program, he said, through the training and education we received, little by little I was able to gain more insight and who I am, who I should really want to become, and I found something more meaningful and productive to engage myself in. This is one of the testimony. The second testimony is usual situations wherein he don't like sports. He has a physical limitation. So he said that back this program, he said help with the help and sincere and dedicated instructors who always guided him, he was able to endure and surpass the challenge brought by the trainings. He said, I was so moved and inspired by the internship because I was able to feel that I could make a difference in other youth lives. So he was so inspired during the internship. He found that he is a valuable person. He's a very shy person, but during the internship, he make a lot of friends and witness a lot of people and young people. And I can see and find hope. And then that's how he was able to transform himself. The other one, this is really usual case in many young people out of school youth. He said that I was a stubborn child and never listened to my parents. This program strongly emphasizes on obedience, discipline, and respect. And these were the values I was able to develop through the trainings and education taught to us here. So these are the testimony. These are the summary report 2018. There are 1,568 graduates in that year. And then 2000, I'm sorry, that the other ones, this is 2019 actually. 2010 graduates is 2,420. I forgot to change the year. So with this program, we make a lot of partnership from different stakeholders, from government, especially in the Eastern Samar, the mayor there. We signed a memorandum of agreement. Until now, our students there, a product, their own young people finished the one-year program. I send them back and still going on. They're practicing still. But because of this COVID-19, they were mobilized in the front line. All of them. That's the report of the mayor of that municipality of Kinapundan. This is the mayor that I'm talking about. Yeah. So I also partners with some university wherein our philosophy were being taught in the criminology department, I'm sorry. And then in Sultan Kudarat, and we are building another training center in one of the province of Bohol, extension campus of IPLC, Zero to Hero program. And then the goal is to not just in the Philippines, but to really make our graduates of this 1 year to become a lecturer of pure love, character education, and able to present the way how young people can be transformed. So in Asia Pacific, actually the goal is for us to raise 30,000. That's why in Fiji, when I was there, I presented this program. You see these young people, wow, there are 2,000 high school very interested. That's why one of our there is teaching in this school already. So we make MOU with one of the university owner. So that's what makes our program. So if you look at the plan and expansion of Tugulbude in a 1 year program, starting from Philippines, from India to Thailand, Cambodia, by the way, is now preparing a 10,000 demonstration, 10,000 Tungilmudo as a demonstration team this coming 2023 Southeast Asian Games. So I already talked to the Secretary General of the Cambodian Olympic Committee and agreed and accepted the proposal. So I'm working very hard to make Tungilmudo to be accepted in at least 5 nations as a sports in member ASEAN Games. You know, Asia in Southeast Asian nation under our regional sub-leader Dr. Julius Malikdem. So you see, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, even in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, expanding, sending all these Tunglim instructors. And then from here, even in Nepal, they are the second largest Tungilmudo practitioners in Nepal. Also here, see. So anyway, from here we are trying to expand beyond the borders of Asia Pacific, Asia, but to Oceania. Then after that, we plan to reach out to other nations, in Central Asia and the rest of the world. So that's the goal, right? And then expand to Central Asia, and then the remaining steps will be where? United States. So that's all. I'm very happy to share this program of Zero to Hero program, and in partnership with International Youth Students for Peace. I believe that we can go beyond the level just in martial arts, but we can become a partner in educating the youth. And also IPLC is now the center point of raising up instructors, and that until now we have still around 20 plus, including instructors, and we're in lockdown there, and they are the last. They're so far the last batch. They're supposed to graduate last March, but because of the lockdown, they're still there. And then I think they're the best of the best graduates of this 1 year program. Anyway, they are ready, and already 7 of them become black belts, and they are also out of school youth, and then out of 7, 5 already enrolled in IPLC for this coming opening August 24. So we are raising them, and we are contributing, and that hoping that we can be an instrument to really help our not only these nations, but all nations in Asia, Pacific, and the whole world in educating and giving hope to transform our young people. For that, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Venus Agustin, for sharing to us the initiatives of the World Tungil Mudo Federation, especially highlighting the Zero to Hero program. Through this program for the youth, we can raise heroes and patriots of tomorrow who can be surely our hope. Yes, once again, thank you very much, Dr. Venus Agustin. For this time, we are as well blessed for our regional Asia Pacific president of the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace is with us. To give his final message, let us all welcome Professor Richard Hanipa.
Thank you so much, Nikki. So it is my pleasure to participate in today's International Youth Day celebrated worldwide by the United Nations. And in closing, before I give my message, I would like to express my deepest thanks to our speakers who really invest their time at this moment. To our international president, Dr. Koji Matsuda, thank you so much for having us this time. And of course, thank you to our Dr. Julius Malikdem, despite his busy schedule as the Southeast Asia Director of Universal Peace Federation. And we would like to thank also the ever busy man, Dr. Venus Agustin, with many responsibilities as Executive Director, Executive Vice President of World Tongil Mudo Federation. And of course, would like to thank also our Sir Ronnie Sodusta, the Director of Youth Leadership Training International. And of course, to our National President, Mr. Rene Lansangan, for organizing this program today. To our staff, Ms. Nikki, Ms. Ella, and Mr. Ravi, and Mr. Francis. So also, I would like to thank all of you, my dear, beloved Filipinos, young Filipinos, and of course, all the young people from around the world. In closing, I would like to share something to you. Share screen. Here it is. So yeah, I would like to really express my deepest thanks to the following organizations for their contribution to the World Tongil Mudo Federation, are really a very good martial arts. I really want to encourage our young participants today. If you have kind of interest in martial arts, please join the World Tongil Mudo. It's good for developing your self-discipline, training yourself, especially in this pandemic. You can do it at home. We have many tutorial videos in YouTube and their website. So Tongil Mudo is a very good training program, not only physically, it also trains you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you know, especially in this challenging time. Also, it will boost your immune system. You need that during this pandemic, COVID-19. And of course, YSP, thank you so much to our national president, Mr. Relan Sangan, and of course to CARP, also we're campus-based. So if you're college students and you want to engage with other college students all over the world and all over the nation, please contact Miss Ella. She will be happy to help you get in touch with the global family of college students around the world, which has been established in all continents around the world, so you can have more collaboration. And of course, the YLT, or specialized YLT, youth leadership training, specialized in giving you advanced training. Also, they have the platform to give you opportunity. If you are a traveler, they will give you such great opportunity to travel around Asia and the Pacific and throughout the world. So if you are interested to travel around, gain a lot of training, develop yourself, develop your leadership, also get to know more about other cultures, food, you know, and you know, dressing or other stuff when it comes to, you know, international, you know, exposure. You please contact Mr. Professor Ronnie Sudusta. And of course, we are ever grateful to our National Youth Commission, to our chairman and CEO, Mr. Ryan Enriquez, and of course to our ever supportive, newly appointed commissioner, Honorable Ronald Cardema. I'm so grateful to him also. And yes, our National Youth Commission is very active and also always partner with us in advancing our visions and missions. And of course, to the International Peace Leadership College, our close partner in advancing our goals, and to the National Blessed Children Committee. Thank you to the Sunwa International Academy, based in Antipolo, Rizal. And yes, they have an international standard of education. We're so grateful to them. And also to the National Leadership Training Program, thank you for your great support to our many of our events and activities. And yes, so let us fulfill the International Youth Day theme for 2020, which is youth engagement for global action, by becoming peace-loving global youth through our active, you know, engagement with various organizations supporting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And additionally, I would like to inform you that this evening, the IAYSP Cambodia is going to celebrate the International Youth Day through their Zoom, and it will be broadcasted also via YouTube. So if you are interested to join, we have the celebration together with Cambodia and also Africa later today. It will be 2 p.m. GMT, so it will be Africa time. So I think it will be soon. And Africa IAYSP is also celebrating, and as well as we have India IAYSP together with UPF is also celebrating the International Youth Day, and as well as the IAYSP Nepal together with the Youth Federation for World Peace Nepal is also celebrating the IYD. So we have our chapters, other chapters celebrating the IYD, and hope to see you again in the next year's International Youth Day. And of course, I just want to again explain to you that the IAYSP's vision is to become a global family of young people building a world of peace with true love. And our mission is to advance world peace by empowering youth and students to become global citizens through character education and peace projects supporting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Similarly, our values are responsibility, integrity, service, and empathy. And finally, IAYSP objectives are empowering youth leaders, creating culture of peace, supporting the United Nations. And we will be happy if you have an organization, local organization, national organization, or international organization. We are happy to partner with you in order to achieve our common goals. And in closing, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. Kamsahamnida.
For concluding our program, encouraging our young people to engage in global youth action by joining on various organizations supporting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Before we end this program, we would like to thank our speakers, presenters, and staffs, and the host organizations for this online International Youth Day, the Youth and Students for Peace Filipinas, and HJ Youth Leadership Training International, together with all our affiliate youth organizations, the World Collegiate Associations for the Research of Principles Philippines, the National Blessed Children Committee, the National Leadership Training Program, the World Tongil Mudo Federation, and also the International Peace Leadership College, the Sunwa International Academy, and of course, the support of our dear National Youth Commission and the Youth Organization Registration Program. And of course, to all of you who are viewing with us today, thank you very much for your time and effort, for enduring also. We have gone through live for almost 2 hours, and we're very much grateful to your patience and also for your continuous support. And of course, before I end this, I invite all of you to tap or hit the subscribe button of YSP Filipinas YouTube channel and get updated on our upcoming videos, to our upcoming events. Once again, Kabataan, happy International Youth Day. Let's celebrate this day, for this is our day of the youth. Once again, this is the moderator, inviting you to please be safe and of course follow the protocols.
Thank you so much, everyone. Follow YSP and YLP.
Thank you so much. President Koji, thank you so much.